Okay, so today is August 31st, 2019, just one day before my birthday, September 1st, tomorrow. So I'd like to do a little bit summary and recap of my personal year review. Now, I want to do a video form because this is how I usually express myself at best. And I really want to journal this moment because a lot had happened this year. And personally, this is really a transformation year for me. If you pick about different years in your life, I'll say 2002 definitely when I came to Canada, and maybe 2007 and 2008 when I moved to Vancouver, 2010 when I joined Methodica Acting School. So this kind of transformation year, or 2013, when I turned 28 in New York, completely transformed my life, cut out smoking, cut out drinking, and how I got to the best shape of my body. So this kind of transformation year does not happen that often, maybe once every 3 to 5 years. 2018 to 2019 was one of them. Yesterday I said goodbye to Alex personally because then he's taking off to Rome. It's such a wonderful month in July. So much had happened, so much work in Vibe, Flow Valley, got my first shooting, had second shooting in August, and it just a lot had happened. So I like to just basically summarize because exactly the same time last year, September 1st, I just complete my diving course, went to Park Omega to celebrate my birthday, and then went to CNE with my cousins. Everything were great on the surface, but deeply I had a sheer strong depression, and I had this depression since a couple years ago. That on the surface life was good, got married, moved to this big house, everybody celebrate whatever I had, but I got depressed year by year, and that's why every August leading to my birthday, I always had to spend so much time doing those self-development course, all the articles. A week after September last year, I find a small lump in my inguinal area, and turns out I had hernia. Now looking back, hernia was really not a big deal, such a small thing, but it came at a moment that a big shock for me because I was so proud of my physical condition. I thought I was going back to Asia and I want to go back with something I'm proud of. And now I'm not only gonna lose the body shape, going to have a surgery, I just feel so depressed. Like what happened to my life? And then of course the rest is history. I called Dave, had a meal, a coffee with him in Aroma on Yonge Street. I remember so clearly. I told him almost in crying that I want to get back to acting. And how do I have this realization? Of course, I mentioned so many times I was in the Shoedice hospital waiting for 4 hours, looking around, realized a lot of old people traveling from US all over the world because Shoedice is a very famous hospital. And I realized that's life. In a blink of a second, snap, you're dead. You're dead. Because I might have a surgery, emergency surgery that day, I might die. And I start asking myself, have I lived life that I truly want to live? Am I doing something I love? And I realized no, because since 2010, my happiest year of life, I always say I want to be an actor. And for some reason, after I passed 30 years old, I push and bury that dream deep down to my heart. And that's why I have that realization of moment. I got back to acting with Dave in 40-hour film festival, shooting Hilton, Markham. It was a great experience. Because of that momentum, got back to student film. And then because of that momentum, applied for jobs, got my first commercial shoot with Manulife, finally become a working actor. And then things just keep happening. Beginning of this year, shot a lot of the indie films, indie project. Got myself a good agent, start audition basically every 2 weeks, one audition, and now shot my first TV show. I might have a Netflix show coming up. Really, really excited. What is the lesson? The lesson is that looking back, The down moment last year, a week after my birthday, having a hernia, until now, the first thing is that whatever you want to do in life, realize the most important thing is belief. It's a self-belief. Because we always want the people to cheer for us. We always hope we can have our fan, our family. And truthfully speaking, is if you have people around you who support you, be grateful. Because those are not given. Those are not unconditional. In life, what you really have is yourself and your self-belief. So when I decide to hop on back to acting again at the age of 33, nobody really supported me. And I was kind of complaining about it. But regardless, I still did it on my own. Because that self-belief is so strong that I want to do it. I believe I have what it takes. Of course, there's a lot of doubts. Sometimes I feel the doubts are more than the belief. But you must have at least a little bit of belief and understand this is a daily routine. Every day you have to affirm yourself, saying that yes, you can do it. You don't need to explain your belief. You don't need to persuade other people about your belief. All you need to do is believe yourself and get out there and do it. And that's what I've been doing since last year. Every day I woke up with such tremendous doubt. I have zero people that I can share the thing with. Even my best friend Dave, who is in the industry, who encouraged me and helped me, he still have a lot of doubt for himself. So don't go out and seek for other people's approval or validation, knowing that the most important thing is your own belief. So self-belief is something I learned so much in this year. And this is something I treasure, and I'm going to use it for everything I do is self-belief. How do you do it in a practical context? Affirmation. Affirmation is so important. Self-talk. And basically books. Reading books about positive people, inspiration things. And then just surround yourself with people not necessarily support you, but people who have so much belief for themselves. So you want to be around with people who maybe haven't achieved too much, but who also on the same boat and have that tremendous self-belief. So affirm yourself, read books, take those self-development courses around with inspirational people, and be around people who share that self-belief. The last thing you want is to be with people who have no belief for themselves. So believe yourself, and that's one thing I learned from Brown, the guy I made in Tap. I realized when he just been there 6 months, start acting, and he said he's gonna find an agent, he's gonna be in Hollywood. And I was like, oh, cool, man. I was kind of like downly like, oh, cool, man. That's a cool plan. And he told me, he said, yeah, of course, you gotta believe yourself. Otherwise, who else is gonna believe in you? And that really hit me hard because I'm a person who not naturally don't have that much belief, and who always seek validation. And I realized he's right. Who else is going to believe in you if you don't even believe yourself? So believe yourself. Self-belief is the number one thing I learned in this beautiful journey since last September. Second thing I learned is discipline. Discipline. Because I started this journey in October last year, basically the first 6 months was really brutal. It was cold in Toronto. There was nothing happening in acting. All I have, or all I can do every day is my self-discipline. Is to do your daily routine, to keep yourself in a best optimal shape. If you have an accent, my agent told me, since February, you have an accent, should take some accent reduction course. I did it, practice every day, half hour. Now it doesn't sound a lot, right? Half hour, but half hour every single day. That's discipline. You must have discipline. And at the beginning, when I got nothing from my agent, I applied myself, self-submission. When I first went out to get a job without a resume, without a degree, I applied everything. Nothing I can do, couldn't drive a Uber because my car was too old. I started delivering food. So whatever you do is self-discipline. Okay, because this is something, or the only thing you have control. You have zero control of the external factors. All you can do is to make sure you do your homework, you do your to-do every day. You know, you work out, you eat right, you study, you learn something new, you give your brain a good nutrition, you give your body a good nutrition, you taste yourself, and that's it. It's a daily, consistent, persistent things that you have to, I'll be right back, have to keep doing it. So for me, self-discipline was such a big thing. And that's pretty much the only thing that had been holding me back since this journey. Especially I started during winter time. So that's very, very, very important. Third thing that I learned in this journey is action. You have to take action. And that's really very tied up to the self-discipline part. But that's something you have to do. You have to take action. Because nothing will ever happen if you don't take action. And a lot of people, I realized for my own case, is people sat there complaining that they don't have a gig to act, or the agent hasn't called them for 6 months, for 9 months. The thing is that, have you done enough? Have you self-submitted enough? Have you applied enough gigs for yourself? And that's something I realized, because even outside acting, when I'm going out and looking for jobs, same thing. Have you submitted enough resume? Have you put yourself out there enough? And this is something I actually learned greatly from Grant Cardone, is always doing action. 100% or 200%. Just give yourself out there. And that's something so important. Because that's, again, the only thing you have control. You have no control of the external factors. And I realized, not only in the acting, like in my job journey, is that I'm a very hard worker. And the only thing, like Gary Vee always say, work harder, outwork other people. Because you don't know whether you can out-talented other people. You don't know whether you can outsmart other people. So the only thing you have is outwork other people. And that comes to action. So keep doing things. Don't sit on your fucking ass, Keep doing things, pushing yourself out. If you don't have a gig to act, have you submit 100 people? Have you submit 100 different casting call already? If you haven't, shut the fuck up. Keep doing it. If you don't have a job, have you submit to 100 job posting already? If you don't have a girlfriend, have you asked 100 girls out? If you have asked 100 people out and you got rejected 100 people out, and then you come back and tell me you don't have a girl. Same for girls. If you want to get married, have you gone out every night? Have you gone on 100 dates? If you haven't, don't come back and complain. Do the action. This is something I realized that I always have and have developed for myself all these years. And it's such a virtue, such an advantage for me. So action will be the third thing I have for myself in this journey. Number 4, which is the last one, is positivity and gratitude. Now looking back, if I didn't get a hernia, all this wouldn't happen. If I didn't have that wake-up call in that hospital, I wouldn't got back to acting. Then I wouldn't have all this beautiful journey this year. So for me, now looking back, it's such a grateful thing to have hernia. But what happened to life is you can only look forward, and we should always look forward. But once in a while, when shit things happen in your life, try to understand, try to jump out and look backward as if you're already 80 years old, 90 years old. And knowing that every event can give you a positive note. Every negative thing can give you a positive lesson. So that's what you need to do. Always be positive, but don't be positive like, oh, I'm so positive. Be positive constructively, knowing that, okay, what can I learn from this? What kind of note I can take away from this. So be positive in a constructive way, which is very important. And the only thing or the only way to do that at the moment is to practice gratitude. It's to be grateful. Because when I was in the hospital, I was still grateful. Say, hey man, I still have a chance to try again. When I didn't have a job in the first year, I was like, I still have a car. I still have a house. So you should always be grateful and be gratitude. Practice it and take a positive note out of all the negative things. And that's what's gonna hold you back. So if you realize these 4 important lessons I learned throughout this year, all tied on together. You must have a self-belief. That's your fuel to do things. And you must have a discipline. That's something, the only thing you have control. And that's, you have to become 100% prepared. Something you can do for yourself. And discipline means taking action, right? Keep doing things. Keep doing things. Doesn't matter how you feel. It's not about your feeling. Fuck feeling. Fuck emotion. It's not about your feeling. Even though I say self-belief, does not mean you will be 100% happy and believe and then you can do it. No. It's just have a little bit of it. Okay? Because that little bit of belief gives you enough hope to hop on your discipline and keep doing the action. Because if you have zero belief, you won't even start. You give up already. So have a self-belief, discipline, and then action. Takes tremendous action. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, don't stop. Don't tell yourself that I couldn't do it. Ask yourself, have you done enough? Don't ever say, I couldn't act because nobody want to cast me. Have you submit yourself enough? Have you started a new show for yourself? You can perform on the street. You can take class. You can do so many things. Still keep doing it. Don't find bullshit excuse. If you don't have a job, have you applied enough? If nobody want to hire you, hire yourself. Go on, deliver food. Shoe shine for other people. Keep doing it. If you don't have a partner, have you asked enough girl? You go out, ask enough girl. That's how people do it every night. You ask 100 per girl every night, 4 nights a week. Wait until you do 1,000. Then you come back to me and say, hey, I have a problem. I didn't get any number. I already asked 1,000 girl. Do it. Action. Number 4 is be positive and grateful. Because truthfully speaking, you are very, very, very grateful. I'm very lucky. Even for myself too. Yes, I have hernia and all that. But you're still here, breathing the clean air, being in Canada, and able to chase your dream, do things you love. That's something so lucky. If you take a look at the world, that's something that's so rare. So be grateful and positive about this journey. Okay? So that's the note I want to leave myself on August 31st, 2009, before I embrace happy birthday tomorrow for myself. Has been a wonderful journey, and I'm really looking forward to everything in the future with this 4 lessons I gave myself. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.